Well, the day we've been looking for is finally here. After a year and a half of waiting, we're off to the USA and Canada. Well, via Heathrow Terminal 2 first, of course. And as we get through passport control, there's an extra bit of fun there. Look, can you see another pair of legs? Yes.
Look at that, Fiona. It's come to get you.
I need cleaning. I need to stay.
Well, here we are at Terminal 2, and it's B33 is where we're at. And I have to say that was half an hour to walk here. And there's our plane down there. It's actually a small plane. Small plane, but full of petrol. You know.
Yeah. Boarding in 37 minutes.
No doubt the reason why we had to walk so far, because it's not a British Airways plane, it is a United Airlines plane. And one of the other things I've established over all these years of flying is not to travel on economy class when you're going like for 4 hours or more, because it's horrendous. So we are going on premium. Now it costs more, granted, but you get more room and better service and food and such like.
Not bad seating arrangements, is it?
It's fine.
Plenty of room. Oh, and this is the convoluted table thing. So that's that side. USB-C, I think.
One thing I do notice is how little the United Airlines pilots talk to you and tell you what's going on, but we're off now. Don't panic, this doesn't last too long. Well, you're not supposed to be doing this anyway, but nobody's looking. And whilst we're at it, the screen in front of me has now changed to a map, showing us, well, obviously where we are and where we're going to. That little blue dot just on the left, about 3 o'clock. But needless to say, it's a little bit long. Local time there is 5:30 odd. Yeah, right, okay. So, but more or less, all this says 0. We've just taken off, of course. So things will improve as we go. Now then, things have changed somewhat. So as you can see, the right hand side of the screen is really the side that makes all the difference. And you can see we're a couple of hours out on this one. And we're still at 37,000 feet, but that will all change in a second. Maybe less than a second, but there we go. We are 35 minutes out and we've dropped 12,000 feet already. So we're just coming into Chicago. And the view now changes to the approach. Very good. But we don't want to watch that. We want to see out the window, see what's happening. And there we go, just appeared below the clouds. And before you know it, we're down. And no, I'm not being arrested within a few minutes. No, this very nice policeman points us in the direction of our hotel. And for all those who have travelled backwards in time, the game now is to try and stay awake. And so the bar persists. And this one's a local Chicago beer, quite a nice bit of writing if you want to read that bit in the middle. And Fiona's having a cocktail, and before you know it, we get to try some local whiskey, and there's some interesting words on there. Now, we had booked ourselves into this hotel for 4 nights. A day of that was sightseeing, and then another day was to pick up the hire car, see a bit of Chicago, and also do the first part of Route 66, which I wasn't going to take the RV on. A bit of a road trip, if you like, excursion through the middle of the city. And yes, we did manage to find an underpass to get over the road, and it's actually got its own beach. How cool is that? Very good, very good. And then when you get to the other side of the beach, there's actually a little play park area as well, with some plants and an unusual bird making quite a din. Now, me being me, something did take a bit of notice to my interest in, as in this building. You can see that crane I mean, how would you get all the way up there? I mean, I can't see a lift. Might be able to tell the boss I'll see you in a few days.
And we couldn't help but love the rather interesting boat names. And soon we're on our way with our tour guide Kevin, finding out loads about the city of Chicago, its past, and its amazing buildings.
Next Skidmore Owings and Merrill, 2009. Note the dramatic use of patios, the setbacks, the cutaways. This is introducing us to a style we call contextualism. Architecture does not happen in a vacuum. Everything is connected. Everything is relative. You want to be a good neighbor. So everywhere you see a cutaway in that building, it's literally corresponding to the height of a neighboring building. In other words, you got this oversized building moving into the neighborhood. Be cool, baby. Don't overtake that neighborhood. Slide in, be a part of it. And the I Will spirit gave us the tallest building in the world for 24 years, the Sears Willis Tower with its antenna in front of you. Old school Chicagoans always called that Sears Tower, even when they left for the suburbs. But in 2009, London-based insurance brokerage, the Willis Group, took over 3 of 110 stories. And without consulting us old guys, the city renamed it Willis Tower. A hard pill to swallow, but I come around.
The Navy Pier is a lovely old building, very, very close to our hotel. And just look at some of these sites. Food, buildings, artwork, clocks, everything you can possibly imagine, including demonstrations in Chicago. A wonderful city to visit. Highly recommend the hop on, hop off bus and have a look round. There's a really, really strong Art Deco feel to some of the buildings here. The Chicago Tribune office is one in particular, as well, of course, as the Sears Tower and this building, which was called the Champagne Cork. There are also 37 cantilever bridges which cover the river which run throughout the city, and these are lifted up once or twice a year to allow sailboats to pass through. Much of Chicago's beauty is up. It's looking up rather than looking around. It's one of those cities where you just need to keep looking up at the skyline all the time. All in all, well worth a visit. Lovely people, nice food, great sights, and a tad expensive. But anyway, we finished our boat trip and we were soon back in the saddle.
The river runs downhill. The river runs downhill. The people say I will. The river runs downhill. The river runs downhill. The people shout I will. And I'm Chicago bound. Welcome to Chicago.
So we got the obligatory picture with Kevin and then we headed off. And my favourite thing of all was the L train. I think that's what the locals call it. The elevated train which runs through major parts of the city.
This could be taken in either way. Did you notice it was a Trump building? Or perhaps I should spin the arrow up a little bit. Anyway, today's the 13th of August and it is early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. This is the view from our hotel. Obviously either side is not too bad, but the one in the middle, as you can see, or you will do in a second, shows the entrance to the side of the building with no windows. Well, apart from up there perhaps, but nothing all the way down here until we get to another building which is lower than us, and then briefly you'll see the road where there are more cars all the way up to the top of yet another building. Now then, the plan for today is to go to Chicago Midway International Airport, which is another one you'll see at the bottom of the screen there. This one will go by taxi to the actual Alamo Rent-A-Car, pick up a hire car from there, and then return back to our hotel. Now, the reason why we're picking our car up from international airports, as suggested by our travel agent, is to get the car that you want, because 9 times out of 10, if you get pick the one up in local Chicago, you get whatever they happen to have. Of course, everybody is travelling to an airport to go home. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is to familiarise myself with not only the road layout, because you're now driving on the right hand side, everything else is to your left. I'm also looking at the signage to see what they are, and also because I'm now driving on the other side of the car, which everything in reverse, so I suspect this will take me an hour or two to get used to. But luckily also I've got Fiona who sat next to me looking at all the signs, telling me what lanes I need to be in and to be careful of exit only signs, to which I've no doubt there's one just gone by us, but there we go. Now, getting off these interstate roads also brings another set of challenges, which you'll see in 1 second, which is, there we go, which is beginning on the left hand side, watching the traffic lights, because you can turn on some of them, some you can't, and some you need to be careful of. Otherwise some people will beep you if to make you go, or you have to follow somebody else. But anyway, you need to be careful. The next thing I need to be careful of is that I'm lucky in so much that this car has the ability to spot when it's dark and turn the lights on for us, because as you can see, it certainly gets very dark down here, and therefore even more cautions are activated, including traffic lights, which are really odd because you can turn left, you need to know when to turn left, but luckily there was somebody in front of me, so I was okay on that front. Now the rest of it is fairly straightforward because it's all crossroads, right? And it's a case of you just picking the road, waiting and crossing when you can go. So I was relatively straightforward, and as if by magic, or Fiona, the actual place we need to stop is right here. Now then, the next stage is to work out how we get from here to El Monte reservations to go and pick the motorhome up tomorrow. So, without further due course, let's go and take a drive out to that. Now, I'm not going to bore you to tears with the actual drive all the way out here. Just assume that we're not taking the main motorway roads, we're going to take the B roads, which are normal state roads I suppose, on our trip out here, so that I can get some indication of some more indication of what travelling more normal roads would be like. So
Yeah. Well, we're here. We're here at Arts RV, where we're going to pick up our RV in a couple of days.
Yeah, big sign there, Arts RV.
I mean, I'm sure it's lovely, but it looks like a bit of a fixer-upper, to be honest.
The place does, yeah, it looks a bit interesting.
And some of the RVs do remind me of the film Paul. There's one over there in particular, and I think, please don't let that be ours. On the very end, Steve. Coachman.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a fairly modern one with pull-out sides there, look, silver one. But anyway, it is what we have booked an E-Class one, and I think I saw one at the end of the car park.
There's some there at the very back. There are at least 3, so I guess generally, and there were lots of caravans. So
yeah.
And we've navigated
from Midway Airport, all the way.
Midway Airport.
And we have that hire car. It's all right. It's an Equinox. It's not huge. It's certainly big enough for my purposes, which is just to get used to driving on the left and stuff, and the signs and navigation. But apart from that, yeah, I think that's it.
It's it's a bit terrifying, first of all, driving in a different place. Steve's driven in America before.
Yeah. It's just familiarisation, because it's been years.
And this is a busy area. I mean, it's a massive city. We're in the suburbs of a huge city. Obviously, we'll have films to show you Chicago.
Yeah.
Whoa. But Chicago itself, loads of things I didn't know. It has a beach, at least one. It has Lake Michigan, which is like a sea.
Yeah.
And it has a river running through it with 37 cantilever bridges, which do open.
37. Did you count them all then? You
Yeah.
read that somewhere, didn't
No,
you?
one of the guides said it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and they open them up at certain times of the year so sailboats can go through the city. Didn't know that. And generally, I mean, people here have been, when we've asked for help, they've been really kind,
Yeah,
haven't they?
very
Really,
good.
really helpful. Because I mean, obviously we must look gormless at certain times. We must look bloody gormless. But yeah, the weather here is fine. It's Chicago does get cold in the evening, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And even today, the sun's not out. Well, I'm not out searingly hot, but it's still pretty hot, pretty warm for us, isn't it?
It's warm. Yeah. You could wear it in a car. You'd need a t-shirt. I've got a fleece on because it is windy. It wasn't. It wasn't the day we got here, but you can see why
that changes every day, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's our first update.
We'll leave you to it. Take care.
Now, I'm not going to bore you to tears with any more of this particular trip because you've already seen what flavours are involved anyway. So we've come from the Chicago on the right hand side of this map to El Monte at the top. Now what we're going to do is go from El Monte straight down the M355, the Interstate 355, it's right the way down to where it crosses the blue line, which as you can see is by a place called Bolingbrook, and then we'll take a trip back. So that will be where the RV will meet the car. Bugger, I forgot one last little clip. We have got to get from our hotel around to that sign you just saw, which is the beginning of the Route 66 road, which is actually round this bend. But obviously they're having some arguments there because that black car shouldn't be in that lane on the outside. Anyway, so we'll wait until that's all finished and then we'll take a little trip down this little bit of road, which will join on actually to where we had something to eat the other day. But there we go. So you can just see the historic Route 66 sign is there, but across the road is the other one that I showed you at the beginning there, which is one full of stickers.
We've just passed the sign.
Where's the car park?
I don't think there is a car park here, Steve.
Oh no, were you looking for that sign?
Yeah. That is it.
Oh right, you found it.
Right,
Okay.
shall I get us back to the hotel now? And before you know it, it was time to take the hire car back, and I couldn't resist the Angel Wings and just having a last look around Chicago on our last night before we headed literally down Route 66. Tulips are a thing here. And of course the lovely Harry Potter shop. I couldn't resist buying some stuff there. Anyway, join us again soon. Please like, subscribe and hit the little bell.